light is red, the kids are in bed, which means it is time for Mile High Musings with me, Aaron Yowell, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. What's good, sports fans? It's your boy Aaron Yowell, and you are listening to Mile High Musings here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Welcome to episode 27, all quiet on the Western Front. That's right. Hope y'all had a fantastic week. This week was less than a full schedule for Colorado sports tonight. This week. So tonight might be another case of quality over quantity. We had a pretty normal week at home for us, and trying to bring the energy on a Sunday night when it was just kind of one of those days where it was ho-hum. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sports fans of all ages. It is time to ascend to the top of the peak and breathe in that rarefied mountain air as I bring you sports takes a mile above the rest. On tonight's show, we'll talk about the Nuggets, their week, their apparent lack of interest in the regular season, and how they're playing right now and haven't had a lead against the Portland Trail Blazers, who they just whooped 2 nights ago in the same building. Kind of frustrating. There were some All-Star festivities this week for 2 of our beloved squads. More college sports to talk about because it's basketball season, and in crunch time, we're going to look ahead to next week's schedule. But before we get to all that, let's handle some business. For the last 9 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok to keep up with the latest in sports and with our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website, iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and all of our show pages with personal bios and the podcast feed for each individual show, including this one, Mile High Musings. Check out the show page at iesportsradio.com/Mile High Musings. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop, including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeve shirts, hoodies, and so much more. For nearly a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans and for the fans, and we thank each and every one of you for all of your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports. What's good, sports fans? It's your boy Aaron Yowell from Mile High Musings here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports, and I am super excited to tell you about a new sponsor on the network, Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm's Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all-brisket beef jerky offers gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. That's my favorite part. This is some of the best beef jerky you can get your hands on. Check them out online, planetjerky.com. Once again, a huge shout out to our sponsor, Planet Jerky, Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, the jerky that is on a whole other planet. All right, let's kick off today's Mile High Musings here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports, with segment 1, Is It April Yet? First of all, shout out to everybody, Kale, Ralph, Taryn, for being in the chat. Glad to have you here. Super pumped. And I say that, I lead with that, Is It April Yet? Yes, because it's that time of year where I want baseball to be here, but also it's the time of the year where the Denver Nuggets give 1 or 2 shits, maybe. Their play has been incredibly frustrating this regular season. I say that knowing damn well that we were in the exact same spot that we were in last year as far as record goes. We just have teams in the conference, nay, the division, who seem to give a shit a lot more than we do. So, I don't feel like they've really put their heart and soul in the regular season. I really don't feel like Jamal Murray has put their heart and soul into the regular season, but we're going to get there. And this year's Nuggets team is reminding me of, in mentality, of the old Jordan-led Bulls teams. Now, why would I make such a brash, bold comparison? Well, those Jordan Bulls would come to Denver and play a terrible Nuggets team and just get beat, blown out. In fact, 28 years ago today, it was Jordan's first game back in the Mile High City after playing minor league baseball, and the Bulls were on an 18-game win streak, and the Nuggets beat them. Jordan had 35 or 6 in the game, I believe, and Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf had 32, and the Nuggets ended up winning. So, Nuggets are doing that with some of their competition, playing down, playing with their food. I've complained about that a lot on this show. It's really frustrating because you see glimpses like against Milwaukee, against Boston, where they just look like the best team in basketball, and then they're playing tonight. They're down 9. They haven't had a lead in this game yet, and nobody wants to play offense but Nikola Jokic. So frustrating as hell. What's up, Larry B? Welcome. Let's go over the 4 games that we have played this week before I get into some big old takeaways. Starting with Monday, one of those games I was talking about, playing against banging competition, a 113-107 win against Milwaukee. The second to last game, the penultimate, if you will, in what I'm calling the hell stretch for the Nuggets, and another game that felt like, as I said, a playoff game. Bucks jumped on the Nuggets super early, got out to a 26-13 lead in the first, but then the Nuggets woke up. Jamal Murray, who I'm going to piss and moan about later, led all scorers with 35 points. Jokic logged yet another triple-double, 25 points, 16 rebounds, 12 assists. It's becoming so commonplace that a lot of Nuggets fans, I think, are taking it for granted. He also had 3 steals, 2 blocks, and got one of the defensive player of the game chains for the game. Denver had 4 players in double figures, and the biggest surprise from that game was the bench. The bench, yes, the bench, minus DeAndre Jordan, was a big old fat plus. Christian Brown, Peyton Watson, and Reggie were all a plus 10 or better. And the only starter that was in the plus was Jokic. And again, free throw shooting continues to be an issue for the Nuggets. It was a statement win, Taryn, because we like to play good against good competition. And when we have bad competition, we don't care. And that's why we're sitting 4th in the West right now, because we're not feasting on the teams that we should. And we're not feasting on teams like Oklahoma City when we've got a game that could make up a game and tie the season series, and we're missing layups right now. So that's fun. I need to stop watching the game. Wednesday, a 105-100 loss at OKC. Oh, I just mentioned that. Yeah, I did. Jokic didn't even make the trip. He was ducking Chet. No, I'm kidding. But maybe. But the Nuggets led most, I'm not kidding, they led the entire first 3 quarters except for the last 15 seconds of the third. Thank you, KCP. And this was a game where I hoped, I'd prayed, and I flat out expected Jamal Murray to go off and show that he should have been an all-star and that he is, in fact, an elite point guard in this league. And he, frankly, disappointed me. And probably a lot of other Nuggets fans, I got to be honest with you. Murray finished with 16 points. And his countryman, SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's wicked good, cooked him. Well, in the box score, because Murray wasn't covering him, KCP was. Nuggets had 6 guys in double figures, which is what you expect when Jokic isn't there. Spread the wealth. Led by Jamal, AG, and Reggie, all with 16. But Denver shot less than 40% from the floor and did not turn up the clutch defense. Absolutely did not. So with the loss, OKC wins the season series 3-1, which could have tiebreaker implications when the playoffs come around, and seeding, and all of that jazz. So that's frustrating, right? Friday, the Nuggets hosted the Portland Trailblazers, and they whooped them. 120-108. Poor Portland. They were the get-right game. After the Nuggets let one get away in OKC, Jokic put on another freaking masterclass. Clearly, his back wasn't bothering him that much. Nikola posted his 15th triple-double of the season with 27 points, 22 rebounds, and 12 assists. I said it right, 22 rebounds. And Portland has DeAndre Ayton, who was supposed to shut him down in that Sun series. Oh, I did it. Yes. Yeah, Ayton's play against the Nuggets in the Portland series got him, or in the Phoenix series got him traded to Portland. And then he got cooked again. Ha. Coach Michael Malone said in his press conference Friday night that Nuggets fans should, quote, not take Nikola for granted because nobody else is walking through those doors that can do what he does. All 5 of Denver starters were in double figures, and Reggie and P-Watt off the bench finished with double figures. So that's good. That's really good. Big story from this game, I got to be honest with you, was Peyton Watson. It was not only that his defense is amazing, but I feel like he cemented himself in any and all rotations because his offensive game is starting to take shape. Peyton Watson had a big week. He had to guard Giannis on Monday, and there were moments in that game Monday where Peyton Watson looked like a young kid who needs to eat a sandwich, and Giannis was doing, best player in the world kind of things to him. But then he has games like OKC and Portland 1 where he shuts him down. And 14 points, 5 rebounds, 1 block Friday night. It's a good game. So here we are. It's Sunday. Nuggets are playing right now. As of time of recording, it's 84-79 Trailblazers with 1:28 left in the third. And it's frustrating because Nuggets will get it close and then they'll dink around with it. Murray will throw a stupid pass and Portland will go and score twice. So that is what it is. Now, the reason I say that I feel like the Nuggets aren't taking the regular season serious is because of games like tonight where they're playing with their food. And don't tell me that they're tired because they had a night off. They were at home. It's not like they traveled up to Portland. Portland played 2 in Denver in a row. Okay, maybe Portland got acclimated to the altitude, but I'm watching sloppy rotations. I'm watching nobody wanting to play offense other than Jokic, which is so incredibly frustrating with the talent that we have. Like, we're sitting here, Jamal has 15, Jokic has 23, Mike has 12. Sorry, Jamal has 18, he just hit a 3. AG has 8, he just got busted in the face and got a tech. KCP has 8, and then the bench is all in the single dig, and Reggie's a minus 11. So it's really frustrating. And I know that, we just won the NBA championship. What do you want? Well, I want to see my team dominate like they should against teams like this. They finally tied it up. And I watched, it's really because I watched Nikola Jokic last year at about March. I guess it was a little bit later than right now, but in March he flipped a switch and said, well, I'm just going to do this. Nobody's going to beat me, and I don't care. Jordan I'm not saying Jokic is Jordan. Jordan is my favorite player of all time. He's the best player of all time. Jordan was a killer. Jokic is not there, but I watch him, and there are nights where I'm like, okay, dude's not going to let this happen. And tonight might be that night where he goes and he gets us a lead with 5.2 seconds left, our first lead in the third quarter, because he just wants it. He literally just wants it. I wish Jamal had that killer instinct, because Jamal is he does in the playoffs. Maybe that's the most frustrating thing, is that I watched Jamal Murray be a killer when the lights are bright. But on a Sunday night in early February against Portland, or a Sunday, Wednesday night, the end of January against OKC, when he has an opportunity to prove to everybody where he belongs in the NBA, he doesn't care. And the Nuggets are really good about making the extra pass and getting that ball popping, and they play really good team ball. But sometimes you need a player like Jamal Murray to just say, F it, I'm going to dominate. That's all there is. Plain and simple. So, Nuggets up by 2 as coach calls a timeout. On the other side, let's talk about stars. All of them. You're listening to Mile High Musings here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Sports fans, do you like teams that are tough, cities that are tougher, and fan bases that are passionate about their teams? How about teams that are historic and stadiums that are iconic? then you belong in Chicago, and you need to check out Chi-Town Weekly. Join me, Adam Kernan, every week as we keep up with all things Chicago sports. Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox. We'll cover them all, plus more. The Windy City is always buzzing, and we'll keep you up on all the big games and major stories. So tune in to Chi-Town Weekly every week right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Check out Chi-Town Weekly and all the other shows on the network by going to our website, iesportsradio.com, or checking out all the shows over on X, Instagram, Threads. You can follow our show directly at milehighmusings_IESR over on X. Let's get into it. Segment 2, Seeing Stars. Jen's back in the chat. Jen, glad to have you here. Always, always, always a pleasure to have Cleveland in the house. Jen's become a regular in chat, like Taryn, which we love that. Appreciate y'all being here. Ralph's been a regular in chat. Ralph's here, Kale's here, Taryn's here, Larry B's here. We got the crew, which is awesome, because we're going to talk about stars. I got stars in chat. I got stars here. This week was both the Pro Bowl games and the NHL All-Star Game. I love that the NFL is calling it the Pro Bowl games, because it's more than just the old flag football romp in Orlando, huh? As cool as these games ideas are, they don't honestly attract my attention the way All-Star Saturday Night does for the NBA, the way that All-Star Friday Night does for the NHL. But we did have 3 Broncos taking part this weekend, and while the early part of the weekend left Broncos fans going, wait a minute, I swear to God we sent guys to this. I swear to God that we did. The flag football game was a little bit of a horse of a different color. Get it? Broncos. This is for Taryn.
In this house, we praise the Lord and cheer for them Denver Broncos.
You give the people what they want, and Taryn would have rioted had I not played that drop at least once tonight. First of all, you had 2 former Broncos coaching the AFC, in Peyton Manning, who was the head coach, and former wide receiver Wes Welker, who was acting as the offensive coordinator. I just thought that was really cool. I don't know, Welker didn't play for us for very long, and he probably is known as more of a Patriot than a Bronco, but he was on that crazy offensive team when we got whooped by the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, and Peyton set all those records and MVP. Yeah, see, you would have righted. I know, Taryn. I know. But Marvin Mims Jr. saw a lot of the field for the offense. They lined him up in the slot, which was on the bottom of the screen, if you will, but to the right of the quarterback. And you had, of course, Justin Simmons patrolling the defensive secondary, but I felt like the goods came from PS2, who had a pick 6 near the very end of the first half. NFC ended up winning the entirety of the Pro Bowl games. I like that they did a running score throughout the weekend. I think that's pretty cool. I like that there were some events thrown in at the end of quarters and things like that. I watched the lineman pull a 2,000-pound sled. And, the stuff like that's cool. It doesn't excite me the way that some of the other skill stuff does. But, I still think it's really cool. So, good on them, though. I like that they changed the format because they realized that guys didn't care to play tackle football. If it's off season for them, they didn't care. But now for something completely different. The NHL All-Star Skills Competition took place Friday night, and that does tickle my fancy, if you will. And 3 of your Colorado Avalanche were taking part in this here skills competition. And they did not disappoint at all. No, they did not. Cale Makar won the hardest shot competition with a slap shot of over 102 miles per hour. All hail Cale. NHL indeed, Larry B. And you know what's crazy? It's like I was really excited when the Avs moved. Best freaking All-Star break in all sports. Larry B., you and I are the Spider-Man meme right now. I believe that the NHL does have the best All-Star break in all of sports. I like the 3-on-3 tournament format. I love the skills competition. I don't care that they brought back the draft. That was cool. Whatever. No, not 2. Did I say 200? 102. 102 miles per hour. If that's a 200-mile-an-hour slap shot, that's putting a goalie in the back of the net. That'd be insane. No. Kale 102 miles per hour, which that's still wicked fast, if you will. Nathan MacKinnon, my boy, won the one-timer competition, and that was cool because it wasn't just like hit a couple plates like the accuracy shooting is. That was you've got point zones. They divided the net into point zones, and it was up to you to choose your spot. But Nate ended up winning that, which was awesome. It was awesome, and both of our skill players made it past the first round of elimination. MacKinnon was the first player. Yeah, no kidding. Get out of the way of that puck. Absolutely. Still, get it. You want to sit in front of a 102-mile-an-hour slap shot? I wouldn't. I think I'm a tough dude. I would not. MacKinnon was eliminated before the final round, and Cale Makar ended up finishing second in the whole thing, which was awesome because there was a moment where I thought, damn, he might actually beat McDavid at this. Connor McDavid ended up winning, but who gives a crap? The biggest and most pleasant surprise of the night came from Alexander Georgiev, who I couldn't even believe made the All-Star game to begin with, and I laughed at him when they showed him. Because goalies are weird, and Georgiev is a weird goalie, so if you're a weird player, you must be really weird. I always joke that when I was teaching high school theater, I was the most normal theater person you'd ever see. Now, with around normal people, I might seem like a eccentric theater person, but put me in a room of theater people, and I look like Alpha Giga Chad Jock Boy. So Georgiev's weird. Anywho, he drew the unfortunate short straw of having to go up against Connor McDavid in the one-on-one shootout. Now, there were 10 goalies. 10 goalies? That can't be right. 8 goalies. I can't do math. It's Sunday night. There were 8 goalies, and each of the players, I taught theater. I did teach theater. I have a master's degree in theater. I taught choir. I taught theater. I taught band. Yeah, I taught theater for 11 years. It was a hoot. It was a lot. Again, I'm the most normal theater person you've ever met. Giga Chat. Georgiev, still probably a Rangers fan favorite backup. Listen, and you know what? Ricky's in the chat. Ricky, I think that it's because Georgiev was able to give Shesterkin good spells when he was with the Rangers, which is why we spent money on him. He proved it in New York, and I love that he's still a fan favorite. Jonathan Quick, I think, I don't know if Jonathan Quick had more, maybe, I don't know if I want to say this. I'm going to say it, and I'm going to be wrong, so I'm going to be wrong. Everybody in chat, we got a lot of good people in chat. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's okay. Jonathan Quick might be the next Marc-Andre Fleury, whom I hope ends up in Denver, by the way. But, anywho, Georgiev was one of 8 goalies, and it was kind of like the shooter got to pick who they were going against, and Georgiev was the last one picked. He was the last kid picked on the bench, and he got Connor McDavid because Cale didn't want to pick him, and the goalie who had the best save percentage, stopped the most shots, won $100,000. Guess who did that? That's right. Alexander Georgiev did that. He stopped 9 of Connor McDavid's 10 shots and won $100,000. Hot damn. I love it. And they poke checked him a couple times, which wasn't against the rule. I don't know. I just like Georgiev was aggressive in the whole thing, and I loved it. I was really proud of him. Again, I didn't think that. I think it was weird that he made the All-Star game. We have so many amazing skill players, and our goalie, who gives up 3 a night on average, makes it when it's, thank God for the offense, because they're the ones that make that 3 goals against average something sustainable. So I love it. I was proud of him. On Saturday, Team McKinnon, Captain Nathan MacKinnon, Assistant Captain Cale Makar, and goalie Alexander Georgiev was eliminated from the All-Star tournament right off the bat by Team McDavid in a shootout. But hey, good showing by the boys. Nate had 2. Georgie only let in 1. I love it. Update. Nuggets are up 12. Remember when I was pissing and moaning one segment ago about how I wish they'd quit playing with their food and dinking around with it? Yeah, they're up 12 now because they can do this crap. They can just flip the switch and do what they do because they're awesome. Actually, they have nights where they're not, but it is a long season. Larry B, that's one of the reasons why you got me, man, is because I do tell it like it is. I don't know how to do it any other way. So it may be a good teacher or a bad teacher. You pick. Yeah, they woke up. They're late. Well, you know what? They're playing a West Coast team. Seemed like a little bit of a late start to me. I guess it wasn't. I guess it was a 7 o'clock Mountain tip. But, c'est la vie. You know what? We're going to go for a line change. You're listening to Mile High Musings here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's good, everyone? It's Drewski, the host of Heart of Texas Sports on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. On this station, we cover everything in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area. From we cover the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Stars, Dallas Mavericks, Dallas Wings, Texas Rangers, TCU, SMU, we cover it all right here every Wednesdays from 9 to 10 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you stay live with me on the Heart of Texas Sports on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Go ahead and give my boy Drewski a listen Wednesdays here on the network. My Dallas brother. I got to tell you, during the break, I'm watching this Nuggets game, and you can tell where the Nuggets' head's at by watching Christian Brown run. There's nothing like watching an average-sized white dude run up and down the floor. If he's running hard, I don't know, it's the way he's running. It's the way he runs. It's not that he's running hard. It's the stride, the gait, whatever. If my man's is looking like a gazelle, then we're okay. These are, right now, we're sitting in some non-Jokic, non-Murray minutes, and, you know, those are our worst minutes, but looks like we've shrunk the rotation, and nothing like a forced, never mind. Go check your highlights on that one. I just need you to know, 6:48 mark of the fourth quarter, big old highlight. I should do a watch-along. Larry, what's the policy on a watch-along? Because maybe that would be fun. Playoffs, I don't know. I think that'd be cool. I know there's like broadcasting rights and stuff like that. We don't have to show the game. We could just show my face. That sounds terrible. What am I talking about? You're listening to Mile High Musings here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's get into the campus crawl, segment 3. No particular order. Again, let's be honest, it was formatted in a document. I'm just leaving it. CU men's took a fat L at Utah, losing 73-68 early in the week. The tournament hopes are really, really, really starting to dwindle. It was their only game of the week. CU second loss in a row, and they're 5-5 in their last 10. Buffs are 6-5 in Pac-12 play and 15-7 overall. They were, I don't know. They started great. Pac-12's tough. Taryn, we talk about this, I think, weekly or every other week on the show. Pac-12's a good basketball conference. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot Campus Crawl. The CU freaking football schedule came out. Their first Big 12 schedule came out, and I am looking forward to it. I promise you that next week we will go over said schedule. I just forgot to put it in my notes. Next week we will look ahead, maybe in crunch time, we'll look ahead to CU's first Big 12 schedule in years, which I'll have the number next week. Come back to me. That makes you see, now you have to tune into the show next week. It's maybe not next week because it's Super Bowl Sunday. We'll talk about that. I don't know. Pac-12 is a women's basketball gauntlet too. Cause CU, cause USC, cause Stanford, cause UCLA. Yes, we're getting there. Oh, in fact, good segue, Taryn. On the other hand, CU women's, the number 6 team in the nation, beat Washington State 63-57 on Friday and whooped San Diego State 97-71 on... No, that's the wrong. And whooped Washington today. I was ahead. And whooped Washington today 80-57. Buffs are first in the Pac-12 with a 9-2 conference record and 19-3 overall. This was the weekend of ranked teams in college basketball. There were 4 top 10 head-to-heads in the men's side, and there were, I lost count. I think there was at least 3 on the women's side, and I know for sure that one of those games was a Pac-12 head-to-head. So Taryn's right. It's a gauntlet. The CSU men's team won twice this week, kind of getting back to it, right, which they needed after a rough go last week. Rams beat San Diego State 97-71. See how I jumped ahead in my notes? Woof! On Tuesday, and then beat Fresno State yesterday 73-61. So 2 big wins by the Rams this week. Rams are sitting 5th in the Mountain West at 5-4, 17-5 overall. Utah State is really ahead in that conference right now, which is weird, but good for them. Good for them. CSU started white hot. They were in the teens, I think as high as 13 or 12, and then like somebody letting the air out of a balloon. CSU women's team split their week again, losing at Air Force 59-49 on Wednesday, but beating San Diego State 82-50 yesterday. Hooroo! The Rams, like the men's team, 5th in the Mountain West. The ladies have a 5-5 record in conference and are 14-7 overall. Them UNC Bears won a double overtime thriller on Thursday, beating Idaho State 91-86. And then last night, they got beat. I'm talking beat. 82-63 at home against Weber State. UNC is second in the Big Sky, the 6-3 conference record, and are now 13-9 overall. So, Bears aren't doing terrible. I remember the days when they got into the tournament, which was really, really cool. DU Pios split their weekend series against Western Michigan, winning Friday 3-2, but then losing yesterday 7-2. Yeesh. I cannot go any further. I hope that you will indulge me, chat. I hope that you will indulge me, listeners, because I had to pull up that CU Buffs football schedule. So we're going to run it down real quick, and then we'll talk about it in depth next week. But spring game is April 27th. Damn, that's almost a good day. Day after my birthday. April 27th, spring game in Boulder. Then the Buffs will kick it August 31st, hosting North Dakota State. That'll be fun. Then they'll go to Lincoln. They play at Fort Collins. They host Baylor on September 21st for their first Big 12 game of the year. Then they will travel to Orlando to host Central Florida. And then the homecoming game is against Kansas State at Folsom Field. At Arizona, another new Big 12 school, on October 19th. October 26th, host Cincinnati. November 9th, at Texas Tech. November 16th, host Utah. November 23rd, Rock Chalk Jayhawk, go to Lawrence. November 29th, host Oklahoma State. Y'all, I really hope we keep pulling those recruits. Otherwise, it's going to be a long season again for the Buffs. But I'm excited that they are back in the Pac-12. Woof, I need a sub. I told you it was going to be quality over quantity tonight. Chat, if you want to talk about anything, get in now, because we are about to go to our last break and then head into our last segment. In crunch time, we're going to look ahead to next week. You're listening to Mile High Musings here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Davidson, It's your boy Dentarius Locke.
And we're the hosts of Fast Break here on IE Sports Radio, where we discuss everything in the world of basketball from prep to the pros.
You guys should definitely check us out, man. Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We got all the basketball information you guys need, so we look forward to you guys listening in.
And please do, because we are the best basketball show on this side of the Mississippi. And please do check us out on Twitter at FastBreakISR. D-Lock, where's our time again?
8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. That gives you guys plenty of time on a Sunday.
Tune in.
We're back for segment 4 here on IE Sports Radio and Mile High Musings. IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Thanks to everybody who's been in the chat tonight. Appreciate you chiming in. Nuggets, well, they're up 13. What did I tell you? They're going to figure it out because they're going to figure it out. That's just who they is. Good stuff. Good stuff. So let's look at the road ahead. On the road again. Nuggets have another flipping back-to-back this week. They play at the Lakers on Thursday on TNT. It's the late game on TNT, which means it's going to be a long fucking night. Oh, which game? They won which game? They won this game tonight? Yeah, there's 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Jokic has almost 30. And, they're up 13, but KCP's going to the locker room. Looks like he hurt his hamstring, which is not awesome. I will say, thankfully, that we have good defensive players at the shooting guard position that we can put in. What we'll miss if KCP's hurt for a while is the way he locks in. I think Christian Brown could do it. I think Peyton Watson could do it. I think we'll be okay. But Nuggets should win this game. I'm not going to say are going to win this game. They should win this game. They're up 13 with less than 3 left. We'll be all right. Anyway, that flipping back to back. They play the Lakers, TNT Thursday night. Maybe Jamal will show up for that one. The lights will be hella bright. And then they play at Sacramento on Friday night. Should be 2 good games. Lakers are on a bit of a roll. Knocked off the Knicks this week. Knicks were cruising. Knicks crushed us. And the Knicks were cruising. The Lakers ended up beating them. And the Lakers won without LeBron and AD in the lineup this week. So should be a good one. And then you've got at Sacramento. And I feel like the Kings always just match up well. Too many passes. With the Nuggets, home or away. Domantas Sabonis is a good matchup for Jokic. De'Aaron Fox's speed. I feel like that can give Jamal Murray fits. So I think Christian Brown might be able to hang with him, honestly. I was just making fun of the white dude for how he runs. But, I still like the way he plays. He's a Jayhawk. He plays good defense because that's what Bill Self expects. Duh. Meh. Avs are finally back in action. Oh, thank Christ. Thank God we have hockey. Dear Lord, thank you for the show. Thank you for Avalanche hockey this week. Because they play tomorrow night against the Rangers at MSG, 6 Mountain. That game starts a crazy 6-game road trip. This week alone. Listen to this week alone because this is not all of it. Monday at MSG. Tuesday in New Jersey. Damn back-to-backs. Thursday at Carolina. Saturday at the Florida Panthers. Then they go up to Washington the following week and back down to Tampa before heading home to host Arizona. I know that's further than this week, but geez, all Pete. At least we're going to start to get back to that Thursday, what the heck? Thursday or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday hockey where we're playing Davidson. What's good, dude? I just pumped the show. We're talking basketball. We did just talk basketball. You want to get on this? The Nuggets. What do you think? Real or no? That's such a loaded question. Come on my show and tell me how good my team is. No, that's not how mine rolls. But Avs, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday hockey, which I love. And remember, Avs fans, in March, other teams will be playing lots of games, and we will be playing a normal schedule because we've already played so many damn games. And we'll be rested, so it'll be great. Same with the Nuggets. Nuggets have played more games than anybody else. They will be rested come March, which is good because maybe they'll get interested in April. Who knows? We might be the 8th seed at that point if we keep dicking with our food. Sorry, I did hit the explicit button tonight. Sometimes I just can't help myself, but when you're the best team, when you're supposed to be the best team, whatever. Let's run down some college schedules. CU men's play Thursday versus Arizona State, and then Saturday at home against number 11 Arizona. Pac-12, we talked about already. Great basketball conference. CU's got tough sledding, I think, from here on out, and they've really got to push either now or in the tournament if they want to make the dance. So let's go. CU women's play home against Oregon. I was reading Arizona and matched up with Oregon. Oregon on Friday and Oregon State next Sunday. So home games for the Lady Buffs. Loving it. Nuggets did win tonight, 112-103. Shouldn't have even been that close. I wish I could say that without a sideways grin on my face because the Nuggets farted around with it for a while. Rams men's team plays Tuesday against Boise State and Friday against San Jose State. Both games in FOCO, so if you need to get at the FOCO and watch a game, men's are at home Tuesday, Friday, and the ladies are at home Wednesday, but then they go to play Fresno State, and then Lady Rams go on the road at New Mexico. DU Pios play Minnesota Duluth in Minnesota Friday, Saturday this week. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say last, but certainly not least, as I teased it at the beginning of the show, is it April yet? Rockies pitchers and catchers report Thursday. I cannot. That can't be right. Do math. A week from Thursday. I'm going to do it. A week from Thursday. Full team, the 20th. Pitchers and catchers on the 15th. A week from Thursday. See, I told you, Sunday night. I didn't feel like doing math. Nuggets didn't feel like doing math until the third quarter anyway either. So, with that, big fat mile high salute to everybody in the chat tonight and listening. Don't forget you can catch us everywhere on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spreaker, all the good. You can check out all of our shows on the network on our website. Big shout outs to Ralph, Kale, Taryn, Larry B, Jen, Davidson being in the chat. Glad y'all were here. Much love to y'all. I don't know if I'm doing a show next week because it is Super Bowl Sunday, and while I don't get wild and crazy, and we all know how much I hate the Chiefs, it is hard for me to prep when I've got to help a friend host a Super Bowl party. So, with all that being said, a big fat Mile High salute. This has been your boy Aaron Yell for Mile High Musings here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports, saying, stay good, sports fans.